You're about to listen to an excerpt of Secret City Geek Lab broadcast on KTSTFM.com every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. For more news, reviews, and interviews from the world of geek, visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity. Enjoy the show.
Talk about why is it an airplane the perfect setting for a thriller?
It is, isn't it? Because everybody's locked in together.
That's right.
You're 30,000 feet up in the air. And we can all relate to that. Everybody in the world, because everybody in the world seems to fly nowadays, you know?
Yeah, I think in the movies where you think like, well, why didn't they just leave the house, or why don't they call the police? Or in this instance, no one can do anything. It's a completely controlled environment. So I think it ups the ante a little bit.
And I think the film just so perfectly plays on all our fears.
It does.
How does it do that?
Well, for a start, unless you're a physicist, how does that big chunk of metal get up in the air?
That's right.
Okay, I kind of know the physics of that.
Yeah.
How does it stay up there? I don't know. And I went to university, I studied physics, I did a little bit of mathematics. I still can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we all know that intuitively. It's like, why is this thing staying up there? So we immediately have a little fear there, you know?
Yeah.
When you step on that airplane.
And the idea too that every person is a mystery, that you really don't know who anyone is or what they're capable of or what their story is. So you have this group of people in a controlled environment and no information. I think it's kind of a great setup for a thriller.
That absolutely. And I was just amazed, like, how does Bill figure out who he can trust?
He's the smart one. That's why.
Well, he doesn't really.
So,
That's the thing. And he's as guilty of suspicion as anybody else, you know?
Wow. Talk about shooting these action sequences. I mean, there's so much action in this very confined space.
I don't think there's a lot, which partly drew me to the project. There's very, very little CGI. There's very little action. There's a little bit at the end. But up until now, it's all
it's
character.
mostly suspense, yeah.
Suspense. Who is it? Who done it? Who's suspicious? And everybody's suspicious. Everybody is.
Yeah. But now, what was his method for unraveling the plan? I mean, he kept it together when everyone was against him, when everybody suspected him. And given his challenges and his baggage, how was he able to keep that focus?
It's, it's an interesting thing on our travels promoting the film, just this idea of what makes a hero, what makes somebody suddenly, they don't plan it, but they stand out from the crowd and they do something. Not for their own glory, not for their own ego, but because they just do. And I still find that fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you both so much.
This was a production of Secret City Geek Lab on KTSTFM.com. We broadcast every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity.